Hello, it's Mura Sakio Okami, and to sort of explain this translation, we're going to have a little bit of like a side story of the game, so it's a little different. I swear it's relevant though. Okay, so I was chilling, when I was actually a bit bored, so I decided to put the Netflix on. And then I saw this like film called Fix, and I thought, okay, it's not very long. It's only about, 70-80 minutes. So it was like, yeah, it's a nice quick watch. It's not like a series-long anime or a 2-hour-long film. So I was like, I watched it. And if you want my quick thoughts on the film, it's very much like, I know people I've been comparing it to more Sausage Party, but I'd say it's more closer to The Simpsons mixed with Ren and Stimpy. So if you like either of those shows, you'll probably enjoy the movie. Anyway, now to the relevant part. So in the film, there is this scene where the dogs go to like this like brothel, and they come across this Doberman. And when I saw this Doberman, I was thinking, oh god, here we go. It's the forced diversity subplot, because a lot of, like, say, American films, like, because I thought they were going to go the trans route and do, like, the pronouns joke, which, it's very common in American films. Like, they put in that sort of, like, those scenes, and they, like, talk down to the audience, which really kills the flow of the film. Okay, so I thought, oh, this is a typical trans character. Okay, they're going to do that. But then when they actually got to the scene with, like, this little Jack Russell going off on his own with the Doberman, it's actually quite a thoughtful scene. Now, I thought the dog was going to be, like, a transgender character. But then it came out, like, oh, they're an intersex character. And they actually explain it and, like, do it like that scene so well. I was like taken aback. It was like, wow, really wow. I mean, the scene of the pound, when they talk about it again. I think the over explanation from the was it a dachshund? Yeah, the weird two-leg walking dachshund, like. That line wasn't really necessary. It's like, we kind of get the point, but I think the scene with the boxer really, like, recovered that scene, like, just him being like, I don't get it. Just that delivery, anyway. So, okay, the reason why that story is relevant is because I had, like, my eyes on this manga for a little while, and I wasn't sure, like, how to approach it and tackle it, because it's like, okay, I've not translated a Futanari intersex story before, especially since, like, the original audio this is based on, it's very, like, emotionally intense. So it was like, okay, how do I approach this? So what I did was, like, after watching the film, the film kind of gave me, like, confidence, like, yeah, like, I can do this. Like, it's not really much different. Well, some of the words you have to change slightly otherwise, because it uses a lot of like Japanese like slang with like top or bottom, seme-uke. They don't say seme-uke, they use a different word which is quite similar to that. Not tachi or neko, they don't use that, they use something else. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like, the best way to describe it is like top and bottom, and it's like, okay. So it's sort of like this film gave me the confidence to do this one, and it was like really nice to do. Like, it's weird, like this movie, like that from that is like, very much like Ren and Stimpy meets Simpsons. It gave me the confidence to go ahead and do this translation. So this translation is called A World Where Everything About You is Precious. And it sort of has an audiobook version, which, or like an audiobook version that hasn't been translated into English yet, but you can come into this manga, no problem. You can read it, and you don't need to listen to one to be able to read the other, and like vice versa. You can enjoy them as their own standalone story. So the story is about this guy called Now, and he is in a relationship with this woman who he's like he calls Teach, and that's because like it gets a bit complicated, and I don't know how much I can say on YouTube, but basically due to a lot of like trouble at home and trouble at school, he ends up quite with mentally unwell, and he made I don't know how to put this nicely to make it YouTube friendly, but like he had an attempt on his life, so he was like getting help. And then you've got like the character called Teach, which is supposed to be you in the like the audio version, but it's their own character in the manga versions, and she don't have a name, she's just called Teach. And she it was like locked up away, like, you know, shunned from her family because of her like intersex nature, because like she's a futanari, and so she becomes a shut-in, like not out of choice. And but then she sees Now getting like bullied by his by some classmates, and he decides to help him out, and then they sort of come to get like, you know, they become a couple. And this is sort of like you know, them learning how to become a couple. And you know, it really reminds me of like that the reason why it reminded me of Fixed is because it's like that scene, it's like, okay, you're intersex, what do I do? I'm a virgin in this is like completely brand new to me. And you know, both of the movie and the manga just explore that sort of like really beautifully. Granted, the manga is much more explicit. So it's a lot really nice. So I think it's really good for like people who are like curious about it, and like, but they don't want a full-on fetishization sort of manga to read. They just want to read something that's nice, gentle, try something new, learn something new, because sex is always a big learning experience. Like each partner's different, and it's like, okay, you gotta approach it a different way, you gotta think of it like that. But yeah, so this manga is just really nice, really beautiful. It's actually like, I would actually recommend it for those like who are new to like hentai doujins, and those like who are new to like futanari and just want to like give it a little try. But a lot of like futanari works are very like they put in like a lot of other fetishes like Futaboo does. So I think with like this one, where everything about you is precious, I think this is a lot more approachable for those new to the sort of genre. But I do also think like those who are more experienced will enjoy it too, because it is nice. It's quite vanilla, it's quite friendly, and you know, it's not got anything shocking or anything. I know I described like this backstory, but that I believe was explored more in the audio drama. And they don't really approach it in the manga version. The manga version is more about the relationship more than that. It explains, if you read the description on DLSite, which I translated, you know, you'll get the full backstory there, and then you can like approach the manga. I mean, you don't have to read the backstory or anything, you can just go in without knowing the backstory, but I think it just adds that extra detail, you know. But yeah, it's, again, it doesn't really have that much of a story per se, other than like the backstory of everything. The actual manga itself is pretty straightforward, so there isn't any like big dialogue heavy bits. So it's like really gentle, really easy read, and it's something worth a try, you know. I mean, I recommend you give it a go, even if you're like, you know, I wouldn't want to say uncomfortable with the idea, but if you're like curious about the idea, but like don't know how to approach the idea without suddenly getting like, you know, all of it in your face, so to speak, you know, I'd say like both men and women will enjoy this manga, right? It's just a lovely story. So that's it from me today. We've got a lot more to cover. I've got a bit of a backlog, but because, my computer stopped working, I had to get it fixed. I hadn't had time to do all these audio. The podcast is delayed. So thank you for listening, everyone. さあ、それじゃあね。バイバイ、ありがとう。See you. Bye bye. Bye. Everyone, さあ、それじゃあね。バイバイ、ありがとう。See you. Bye bye. Bye.